Hello there and welcome back to Corey Loses, where today we are once again continuing our CIS preview playthrough in Fall of the Republic. Keep in mind while you are watching that this is all very early in production, so a lot's going to change beforehand, and we are also using our Cruel AI, which is an additional set of 3 options that basically turns the game into having 6 difficulty options. So one question, I bring that up because there are a few people asking why the button still said Enable Cruel AI. Basically, when you save the game and leave, it's the button that goes back to this state where you can still press it again. But the story events that switch the AI, they've already happened the first time you press it, so pressing it again, it's a toggleable button, but it's not a toggleable feature. Eventually we will have the option to turn off the Cruel AI and go back to regular if you regret your life choices, but I don't think there's a way to make the game save the button toggle states just like with this. So yeah, but we are in the middle of getting attacked by the Republic. In the last episode, they are going a few places. I'd like to get some of our fleets to go a bit more on the offensive. We'll probably grab TF's fleet over there and move into Galactic. And I kind of want to make sure that Renvar's new ground map is in before I invade Renvar, because Rogue has been working on that based on the Battlefront original map with the little tunnel in it and stuff. So I want to make sure we can show that off. But we're also going to move this fleet together and maybe go for Corvus Minor. So let's start that off. Resume here. Going to move these guys together. Oh, yeah, so another thing I did between episodes, which I forgot to mention, and I forgot I did, was we only had the version of Grievous, which had Invisible Hand. He wasn't a ground hero, but as you can see from him being on the ground right now, between the episodes, I did go through, I set up a new story event to switch him out, get rid of the Grievous we were using, and put in the Grievous that has Invisible Hand and the ground version. I think in Space Battles, he currently shows 2 versions of his icon. That's just an easy fix for later, because I think Invisible Hand is still counted as a hero directly instead of it just taking it from Grievous. But we should be good to go with all that. So let's combine these fleets.
Location confirmed.
I'm going to build a couple more of our little patron buddies there. So CCO 1425 can come back. And let's go to Geonosis. We'll get Rather Ordinary.
Production.
Bounces Firepower.
Production.
Golden Eel.
Unit.
There were a few more requests made. I'm in the middle of getting them all together and coded in. So if you would want to get a patron unit into the game, there's a link in the description for the setup for this playthrough. And thank you for your consideration if you are thinking about doing that. But let's get back to it here. And we'll just go with this. I'm not sure where that's coming. Grant. I'm not sure where that is. Let's get Porus Tanith and Martuk going here. Oh.
Construction complete.
Ilara, they are just gonna... There's gonna be a few pretty easy invasions for them right now while they take some of our exposed worlds until we can get into position. They're going to be a little bit more hesitant about invading on the ground because they don't have...
Tactical battle imminent.
Or the ground tends to have more starting forces right now than space stuff does. That'll probably get shifted around a bit. We want to have certain planets be more established. And one of the things we're trying to do between both mods, between Imperial Civil War and Fall of the Republic, is have fleets start more grouped together so that there's not as much organization throwing stuff together that everyone does the exact same way every battle. Instead, it'll be you'll have a fleet group over Coruscant as the Republic, but surrounding worlds wouldn't necessarily have a separate little fleet group. It just makes things a little bit faster for the AI to get it together and for players to get it together as well. Take some of that early tedium out and maybe remove some of the early game mess that can happen. But another thing that came up in the comments is why the fighters sort of pop in instead of doing the regular flyout. That's because we spawn fighters a different way in the mod. which allows us to... It's basically a different coded library of units, which has information on what they can spawn. It allows us to have a bit more control over what spawns when, and allows us to do stuff like call them back when people use retreat. The single unit retreat, not the full retreat.
Battle imminent.
Where are you doing this for? Druckenwell. Oh, VSD. I'm still pretty sure that those are starting force VSDs. They're not supposed to be unlocked for building until mid-Era 2. Or Era 4, rather. Because Era 2 is technically Era 4. They do have a Venator, so that unlocked properly. No, that's Tarkin's. Never mind. At least the heroes spawn properly. I just have to make sure. I don't know that they've had enough time to actually build a regular one.
Calculating jump to light speed.
I found out one of the things that was making the Arc 170s as powerful as they were is they were using the version of lasers that are supposed to be used for like capital ships or frigates and that kind of thing, not the fighter grade weaponry. So that's a big part of why they were as good as they were. We'll see how they're performing right now, and then we'll check some other stats for them.
Tactical battle
but
imminent.
we're on our way to Galactic here.
There they are.
I am going to save a few times throughout episodes in tactical battles, because right now we're experiencing some issues, especially on ground,
Choose your
where I think it's some AI
reinforcements.
changes that have
Reinforcements en route.
introduced some instability
Reinforcements en route.
there, and that's the main thing we're trying to sort out for both mods right now.
Fallout.
I don't think it's any specific content related thing, because it can happen regardless of faction, regardless of mod. So we're going to try to get as much data on that as we can, and then hopefully have that fixed sooner than later. Let's see. I mean, there's so many fighters here that it's probably going to be not especially helpful to figure things out. Yeah. They're surviving fairly well still. So I don't know if something's just missing them. Possibly a collision mesh issue, but we'll see. We have that fleet moving. We got this fleet where we wanted it. Eventually we're going to go for Mon Calamari. Oh.
Tactical battle imminent. System conquered. Tactical battle
Building
imminent.
started.
Let's queue these guys up. Oh, there we go. We're going to get stopped by an ATTE in space. Oh, oh, up.
Enemy is approaching.
I don't know if I sound weird to you guys or just me, but I am kind of sick right now,
Choose your
so
reinforcements.
that is why.
Reinforcements en
Help you,
route.
I can.
This way. Location
Apparently Grievous has the Yoda VO right now.
Reinforcements.
His is actually one that we recorded like 10 years ago when we did a mini mod for Fall of the Republic.
frigate report.
So I might just throw in those old VOs for now until we get actual VO work done. But let's see, who do we have here? We have Recticusant. We have Roger Dodger. And we have Sand Crab. Oh, we have Sand Crab. There we go.
Excellent shot. Attack formation. Attack formation.
I got one.
I've got a lock.
Little transports that Mr. Puerto Rican did. You have the Republic ones. They have their first transport for the mod. CR20's there. Coded them in on stream, I believe. Yeah, we did. And then we're going to get one CIS one done, and then we'll get
Orders, sir.
a bit more diversity from there as we go. They're just not the highest priority for getting the initial releases out.
Fallout.
Just want to make sure we have as few placeholders from the from ICW as possible.
They're falling back.
And right now, transports are still very hard to hit and very durable in a way that they won't be by release for both ICW and for Fall of the Republic. It's a base game thing that we just haven't changed yet. But we have Grievous in that fleet now, or in that ground force. We'll move you guys up. Oh,
Imminent.
up.
Tactical battle imminent.
Construction complete.
I'll be there.
Part of why I'm moving some of these smaller fleets around, combining them, is just so that we can auto-resolve those battles that we would have to go into and retreat from. Which partially will convince them that they should do more to attack us, but it's just... it's not a huge risk because they are going to be not invading on ground quite yet.
Imminent.
There's Anakin. I think he'll just have a fighter. I'm not sure if it's actually coded in yet. I think it is.
The enemy has been spotted.
We did have Mace Windu's Ada in, and I think that was used as a stand-in for other stuff right now. Oh, look, yes. Nope, they're using the X-Wings. This is all... like, every major hero. I almost don't want to do it. Okay, well,
Choose your reinforcements.
Order 66.
Flank speed.
Reinforcements en route. Reinforcements en route.
Hello there.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Normally I'd just keep them alive so you guys could see them on ground if they had their art done, but right now they're just using Luke's stuff for placeholders, so
Attack formation.
you're not going to miss out on too much in this playthrough from murderizing them all right now.
Eliminating target.
Star Viper Squadron reporting.
Getting a lock.
Delta Squad is real, but we're going to have our own playthrough with the Republic stuff, so...
Direct fire on those torpedo tubes. I've got him disabled.
And there was another question in the comments about Martuk. Or not Martuk. Was it? No, I think it is Martuk, yeah. And it's Captain Cantival here, not Martuk that I said, yeah. So Martuk, the other Neimoidian that we have in the other fleet, who has a Lucre Hulk. It's supposed to be a droid control ship type. We have the model for that, we just don't have it rigged yet, which is why right now he's using the regular battleship model. So there will be some differences with those ships.
IPV reporting. Swinging around.
Alright, let's get you guys over here.
Stay in formation.
For the kill.
I think Shakti doesn't have a fighter. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if she's a fighter hero or just in a transport.
Got him disabled.
Enemies in range. Target locked. Get behind them. TIE squadrons. Ready for battle. Eliminating target.
I've got a lock.
Target locked. Excellent shot. I have them now.
Locking target.
I'm losing. Where'd he go?
I'm on my approach.
I got one. I'm on them.
Swinging around.
Coming around.
Loading
Locking
for
on.
the kill. Keep your eyes open.
Enemies in range.
Gunship reporting.
I've got them in my sights.
We might not actually be able to kill more than Delta Squad here, reliably.
Attacking. Batteries online.
Having all of them together is a little bit difficult for fighters.
Eliminate.
We don't have any diamonds on us. Oh yeah, Shakti, just an Alonda.
Ready.
And they have the fighter, or the lasers from their transports helping their fighters there, so we gotta do something about that.
We're on station. Enemy target sighted.
Intercepting. Attack formation.
Shakti's dead.
Yes, sir. Navigating to coordinates. Launching attack.
Shot. I got one. Locking on.
There we go.
Warm up. Enemies in range. Target locked. Changing course to intercept.
At your command.
I'm not sure why they haven't retreated yet.
Awaiting
Moving in for
orders.
the kill. Got him now.
Eliminating target.
Awaiting your command.
Weapons armed. We're advancing on your position.
Right, we killed the rest of the
Ready
fighters.
for action. Lasers locked and ready. Fire at will. Engage target.
I copy.
Get our vulture droids over here.
Target.
Please repeat the communication.
I'm gonna try to go for the arcs first, I think.
Cannons armed.
Those
Location
antis,
confirmed.
I mean, they're not quite as good as diamonds, but they do have some anti-fighter capability. Let's try to hit all the Arc 170s first.
Ready. Beginning approach.
Yes, sir. Advancing on target. Target locked.
I'll have to revisit the stats for some of the hero fighters. I'm not sure if they have the old fighter system balancing. They should be survivable, but they shouldn't be... Well, we're not focusing on them. Let's see what happens after we destroy the rest of their fighters. May as well get our hyenas over here, too.
Attack.
They're bombers, but they have lasers.
Ties blocking.
I'd like for Plo Koon to live, if he can, because his model will probably be done in the space of this LP, so will Obi-Wan's. Anakin's I'm less sure about. Because it's going to be Plo Koon, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Dooku that are done soonest.
Fire. Open fire.
So let's kill Fisto. I've been thinking about some ideas for actual story missions coming up, and Rogue and I were discussing some for a while that we kind of want to use to show off for some things, but that might end up being like a standalone video, focusing just on what those end up being. Yeah, their health is a bit too high.
Cruiser here.
It's probably up in the thousands or something. But that'll probably get dropped to still significantly higher than a regular fighter, but not like this. If the rest of you want to leave after we kill Kit Fisto, that would be helpful. No, you don't? Okay, well, Anakin is the least likely to be finished,
Enemies in range.
so let's get that. But this is why it's just a test playthrough. This is the kind of stuff we find. The thing I'm more concerned about is why they're not just retreating. It must be really high AI combat power numbers on those or something. Alright, bye Anakin. I hate you and all that. That'll definitely be his death scream. You guys don't want to... Okay. I would have preferred to kill you on the ground, to be honest. Even as stand-in Luke's right now.
We've got them on the run.
Alright, do we want to go with the ground? Not there yet. Gonna put our ground forces together over here. And that'll be where we go first. Oh. So annoying that you can't do that.
Invasion commencing.
Alright. So we'll go in. I'm gonna save at the start of this battle just to be safe. We won't invade on the ground on Renvars yet. But we'll probably go over the space there. There's a lot of mods where it's not especially safe to save in tactical battles, but usually we've not had a problem with it. We had a few issues come up with it, but we've generally fixed those. We don't tend to go above the memory issues with all that. OEAW in your long save times. But this is what lets you actually keep your saves working, so... I've seen people use it as an argument against Steam, but it's like, if the alternative is that you make the save really fast, but then you can't load it, then... okay. If you're just playing the base game, then the save loading issue, or older mods, then the save loading issue isn't going to be an issue. Because it was only really in like 2017 where it started popping up with a lot of mods. When they start putting in more content and more complicated stuff. That it got to that point, but oh well. If I hadn't been talking the whole time, then I probably would have just...
We've been paid. We'll follow orders.
Choose your reinforcements.
edited that out.
Setting course. Right away.
We'll move as long as we're paid.
We've secured a build pad.
This could be a little bit difficult.
Sensor node constructed.
Didn't bring the best of our
Equipment's
ground
good.
forces.
We're ready
Oh, wait a
to
minute.
fight.
We have some AATs. They just don't have an icon.
T2B over.
No, AAT over.
On it, sir.
We'll have to look at their formation spacing or any GUI bounds or something to see why they're so spread out. Because that'll be a little bit of an issue for pathfinding.
Answering your call.
Shouldn't be a terribly difficult thing to fix, though.
Mauler ready.
We've secured
Deploying.
a build pad.
Gonna roll around with our
We've lost a build
droidicas.
pad. We've lost a build pad.
Time order. Copy.
See if we can
We've
find a
secured
capturable...
a build
Nope.
pad.
That's not a sensor array that I wanted, but
Ready for action.
you guys can go over and capture that.
Ready.
I'm not sure if we're gonna make droidicas able to capture stuff or crab droids not
We've
able
been
to
here for
capture.
hours. What's the deal?
T2B, copy.
Got a target? We'll get there as soon as we
We've
can.
lost a
All the
build
VO
pad.
sounds so wrong when it's not done yet. That's gonna be probably one of the main things that helps with the whole atmosphere of the mod.
Copy.
Right now, it's one of the things that makes it feel most work in progress, is just that we don't have the VOs done yet.
Initiate sweep. Setting course.
We've captured an abandoned heavy vehicle factory.
What do you got? We'll be there.
Yes, sir.
We've been
I'm not
paid.
sure if we're gonna do
What's the deal?
different coded versions of the abandoned factories to make sure that they use stuff that's
Armor ready.
like the appropriate
Ready to
air for both
roll.
ICW and Fall of the Republic,
Course plotted.
or if they'd be like
Ready to
a
go.
separate coded entry in both mods, that there's no issue with that.
Squad unit waiting for orders.
Turret
Awaiting
constructing.
orders. Always ready, sir.
Ready for attack. Didn't get that, please repeat. Your credits are good. Let's hope your orders are too. That shouldn't be too hard.
They can protect the
Roger that.
back there.
Changing course. Right away.
Heavy vehicle factory destroyed.
Affirmative.
We got all 5.
Roger that.
We've secured a build pad.
Form up.
Moving out. Roger that.
Alright, let's move up to that base.
Form up. Adjusting navicomputer.
You guys are gonna watch our backs.
We've lost a
And
build
that stuff
pad.
comes in through there, but we'll see if stuff's coming in through
We've
there from
lost
that.
a build pad.
Awaiting orders.
Once I'm back from all the wedding stuff, I think I'm gonna
Secured a build pad.
Move wherever
try to
you want.
code in the first bombing runs for each side.
Payroll.
I doubt I'll have time this week, but maybe even while I'm in Niagara, because I am gonna have my laptop, and I bought it so that I could do work, both recording and modding,
We've been paid.
We've
when I'm
secured a
in my
build
hometown
pad.
and otherwise away.
Sensor
So
node
Awaiting orders.
constructing.
Heading out.
this looks like a
We've
capturable
lost
something.
a build pad.
Ah, your shield's up.
Construction complete.
Okay, that's a garrison that definitely needs to change. Anachronistic 8. Ah,
Awaiting orders.
get back here.
Reporting.
Anachronistic ATST
Engaging
die.
enemy. I copy. Reporting.
You
Yes,
guys
sir.
down here.
Yes, sir. Yes, Commander. Yes, Commander.
Supporting allied units.
Ready for your orders, sir. Yes, sir. Fire.
Your coin is good. We're ready to fight. The way is clear. We're moving out.
Yeah, let's get a sensor node over here as well.
Battalion standing by.
You guys are gonna get up into the field.
Advancing. T2B over.
We've
Advance.
secured a build pad.
We're combat ready.
T2B, copy.
Back there a little bit.
Construction complete. We've lost a build pad.
Mauler ready. Time Mauler, copy. I copy.
And Cappy. I want to hit the governor's palace or senator's office.
We've
Activating.
secured a build pad.
Fall out, troops.
I don't know why I keep forgetting that the Republic has a senator's office.
Answering your
I
call.
think I've called it like Moth Palace. I've called it everything except senator's office in these episodes.
Armor standing by. Coordinates. Let's move out.
We've lost a build pad.
There's no point in killing that bunker
They are in my
until
sights.
we've taken out the barracks.
Secured a build pad.
The senator's office has to go first.
Armor ready. Forward. Roger that.
We've lost a build pad.
Here, get over there.
Sensor node constructing.
Ready to roll.
Get out of the way, AATs.
Ready for action. We've been here for hours. What's the deal?
Form up.
Another reason we want to have smaller
Construction
units.
complete.
Oh, there we go.
This way. Over there. In attack position. Form up. I've got him in my sight.
Oh, you're gonna kill the barracks.
Awaiting orders. Attack. Awaiting orders.
And you guys are also gonna kill the barracks. Now you're gonna kill the clone troopers in there. You guys are gonna get in position to actually kill the clone troopers. The Hellfires can do it, but it'll be funnier if there's Droidicas doing it too.
Fire. Open fire. Copy. Weapons ready.
We've lost a build pad.
Got a target?
Not anymore.
I copy. Targeting enemy.
Anyone there? We can get there quickly enough.
Okay, this is it. And then Galadran will be ours.
Reporting.
It's possible having our space forces over Renvar will prompt a fleet attack there, but that'll draw them away from hitting some of our weaker places. And we have a pretty good fleet with that, so nothing wrong with getting a bigger space battle going. We haven't had a huge space battle yet. As we get close to the core, it'll probably happen a little bit more. Especially when they're starting to put their fleets together.
Lock and load. We're attacking immediately.
It's the only guy left.
A build pad.
Yep.
System control achieved.
Alright. Gonna attack Renvar in space, not on ground.
We've got him. Send reinforcements.
There'll be some GCs where there's a more clear, like, territorial division,
Choose your
so it's less mixed up,
reinforcements.
but the air progressives are going to be based on, like, cannon starting positions for each faction.
Reinforcements cancelled. Reinforcements en route.
And there'll be one for, like, each year of the Clone
Coming
Wars as well.
about.
Eyes reporting in.
Then there'll be some that are more infinities, like picked just to be divided a certain way. Some that are like specific Clone Wars regional campaigns, and then probably some that are like the full galaxy and include other factions. So plenty of stuff that we're going to be doing with that. But let's start getting some of this together. That fleet versus this fleet. Yeah, not quite.
Construction complete.
We do have 3 Lucre Hulks, though, so... I think I just sent some of our ground units over with that. Did I? Nope. Alright, we got one of each iconic CIS ship. Gonna go for Korriban, and we might even go over Drummond Cass, because we have Corvus Minor secured in space there. So they won't be able to get in that way, can't get in that way. Charos probably needs that fleet. From City, we'll need to take Delacrix. But the Mintuine fleet will probably move down to Charos. So we're starting to get our borders a bit more secured, so are they. And
Inbound.
then we'll be able to decide which way to go from there.
Choose your reinforcements. Reinforcements en route.
Destination confirmed.
Those torpedo launchers must be destroyed.
Targeting
Okay,
the
Acclimator.
torpedo launcher. The missile launchers are the primary target.
Taking fire. Commander, they're hitting us. Back around for another run.
Draw their fire.
Getting a lock.
Orders, sir.
Enemies in range.
Okay, Recusant. Switch over to the Acclimator.
Direct fire at their laser cannons.
Providence, you're gonna go...
Intercepting.
Or not, yeah, to the Architens.
I'm on them.
Your transmission is garbled. Repeat, over.
Attacking target.
Arcs.
Got them on the run.
Formation.
I've got him disabled.
Attack. Get behind
Reporting in. Pressing the attack.
Let's go there. And... so let's start with some of that fleet reorganization. Well, first off, Delacrix.
System control achieved.
Then you're gonna move over
We're
to
on our way.
Charos with these guys.
We'll be there shortly.
Then Seleucami, gonna move them down to Quen with the Pamont fleet. We're probably gonna prompt a Republic attack on Mintuine or Pamont with this, but we are gonna also build Invictus and not another donut. And let's go with Starship Enterprise, Confederate Fury, and those are just regular Gozantes. Is Please Don't Shoot Me not coded in yet? I think it is. Did we already build it? I think we did. We could invade Dara, but I think we'll hold off on that for next episode. We have our forces in a decent position here, so next episode I think we'll go back to focusing on our own little triad of evil here, Dara, 4, Malastare, and Naboo. Then we'll probably move over to Rothana, Circumtor, Bothawai, and Kamino, Bothawui. in Camino. And after that, we'll have a lot of the Outer Rim in the south. We'll have pretty much the entire south secured down here. We'll get those 7 planets throw in. I mentioned Circumtor, so... After that, we'll work on the Outer Rim in the north. There's still like 6 or 7 planets. 8, I think, that we need. Going to Mandalorian space, and then into the core. So, got a rough game plan. Hope you guys are enjoying this first look at Fall of the Republic. I know there's still a lot that needs to be done, but I hope you guys are getting a good idea of what's going on with the mod, what direction it's going in, and also what's left to be done. So a lot of people have been asking when the mod is. I'll probably talk about that again at the start, but we don't have a decided release date yet. It's basically whenever it's ready, we'll start testing, and then release will happen when we're satisfied with the testing results. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.